Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Back when I was in graduate school, in fact, my first day of graduate school, I walked into the classroom, sat down, prepared myself. All my colleagues were there, nodded at each other. Professor walks in and starts writing on the board, and his first sentence is, "As you know, LIGA." And you're like, what did I? And I immediately started flipping through my syllabus and such, and I thought maybe I had missed a week of school because the difference between undergrad and graduate school was like night and carbon dated testing. It was such a leap that it was like jarring. I looked at my colleagues who were all nodding in agreement. And I said, oh my goodness, I'm in way over my head. And so I spent a great deal of time in the library. I would read not only my assigned readings, I would read around those readings. I would read books by those writers, and I would read articles about the subject. I would read everything. And so in class, I had all kinds of questions, and the professors would love it and engage in those questions. And my colleagues were nodding. And I remember the first exam, it was time for the exam, and everybody came to me and said, "Can we study with you?" Like, why would you all want to study with me? You all know this. I'm so new to it. I mean, it's just foreign to me. And they were like, no, no, no. You ask really great questions and you seem to have a grasp of the subject. And I said, but you guys are like nodding in agreement. And one of my friends admitted, yeah, I'm just nodding. I don't know what's going on. Well, in one of my classes, Dr. Elizabeth Mullins was really tough. And I had questions and I would discuss and go back and forth. And one day she said, if you're not talking, you're stealing. And so what she meant was my colleagues didn't have anything to contribute, and they were just waiting for someone else to say something to take that idea and use it as their own. If you're not talking, you're stealing. If you're not sharing, you're stealing. If you're not contributing to this process called critical thinking, where we do the negation of the negation of the negation until you can get to the best of all possible worlds. So one day, I'm in the library, and there's this guy who would follow my seat wherever I would sit. He would change his seat and sit closer to me. And I'd be studying and I'd look up and there he is staring at me. And I'd move to another section and I'd find him there. Move to another section, another floor, and he's there. And he's following me. And so I walked over to him one day and said, why are you following me? And I found out from another friend who knew him that he was from Nigeria. And I knew his name at this point, but he never said anything. He just followed me. And so, why are you following me? And he looked at me and said, if a man were running in the woods, you would not know if he were being chased or if he were a chaser. Hey, think about it. So, what are you talking about? He said, if a man were running in the woods, you would not know if he were being chased or if he were a chaser. Hey, think about it. Well, he never answered my question, and I moved to a floor where you had to get permission to go in because it was near documents, and I asked if I could just stay up there, if I could use that space to study. And people in the library knew me because I was there so much, and I told them about this guy who was following me, and they said, yeah. So I didn't see him. He didn't follow me around anymore. But from that moment on, whenever my colleagues you knew were not doing their work, trying to get your answers, because it happens at every level, it happens out of school, it happens in life, where people want to take credit for the work that you do or copy the work that you do. Whenever that happens, my friends who know me well And they all know the story. They'll call and say, if a man were running in the woods, you would not know if you were being chased or if you were a chaser. Think about it. We all have work to do. We all are called into our own work. We are as unique and beautiful and amazing as the next. There is more love, ideas, wisdom to go around than we can ever imagine. On days when I feel like I'm creeping over into 11% of my brain, I see things that I could never see, and I have ideas that I could never have had. And I think, where has this been lying? It's been lying dormant, waiting for me to pick it up. Stop chasing someone else's dream, someone else's idea, someone else's vision. The universe is so big and so marvelous, and there's so much. And if we all tapped into where we start and where we can go, and then we come together, critical thinking, the negation of the negation of the negation of the negation happens so much better. There's no reason for me to try to be you or you to try to be me. We're all unique and wonderfully made. But if a man were running in the woods, you would not know if he were being chased or if he were a chaser. Think about it. I love you.